Hey everyone, Greta here. Today we are going to talk about how to straddle press up in a tripod headstand. Now this way of entering the tripod, I would not recommend it for beginners. So if you're attempting this, I would presume that you are quite familiar with the tripod setup. So I won't go into details for that. Straddling up in a tripod headstand requires more control, and I think that that is an easier way to press up because of the position of the hips. So what we are going to do today is we are going to spend a few moments to warm up, and then I'll let you know, I'll demo it to you how to get into it. So the warm up again is purely from my perspective. Feel free to add and subtract according to your need. Alright, so we are all ready. So let's give it a try. The starting point is the wide leg forward fold. Now for this one, it is important that you can place the crown of the head firmly down to the floor. So have a feel and see how far the legs need to be in order for you to do that. Bear in mind that the legs, when you are opening them, when you're in the shape, that you should still feel the stretch on the back of the leg and not the inner, because if you stretch the legs out too wide, then it becomes the inner. Okay, so checking a good distance for you to stay grounded with your feet. At the same time, the spine needs to be long as you place the crown of the head down to the floor. Okay, so this actually requires the proportion of the body to be able to get into the shape. If you have really, really long legs or a really, really long upper body, then it might not really fit for you. So let's say if the legs are really, really long, and for you to place the crown of the head down to the floor, you feel that, oh my gosh, like I still feel very heavy, my hips are still very far behind my shoulders. Okay, then you need to see if you can close your legs a little bit. Okay, you want to stack the hips as directly above the shoulders as possible, and the hands are there, okay? Having the elbows hugging in, spreading of the upper back, and just check the shoulders. Instead of closing to the ears, you want to feel a bit more space, so your shoulders are actually lifting towards the sky, okay? Broadening the upper back, and then once you're here, lift the heels up. Okay, once the hips are lifted, feel the shoulders, instead of coming to the ears, pulling a bit back towards the ankles. And then once your heels are lifted, feel the toes and the top mounds of your feet are pressing the hips to go higher, more directly above the shoulders as possible, while maintaining the broadness in the upper back. So pushing firm shoulders, engaging your belly, and then once you feel light enough, you will be able to lift, feeling that your legs are actually drawing a big circle. Bear in mind that all this time, the upper back stays broad, belly slightly hugging in, elbows also hugging in. Okay,
Nice long neck, and however you come up, you go down the same way. Long legs, draw a huge circle, feeling the arms are still pressing the floor away, maintaining very little weight in your neck, and you come back down.
When you are about to lift, just check that your neck remains long. No wrinkles in your neck. If you have wrinkles in your neck, chances are the shoulders are jutting forward, really close to the ears, and we don't want that. We want to maintain that engagement in your chest muscles, that broadness in the upper back, just to keep the base solid and firm and strong. When pressing up into an inversion, it's all about the position of the hips in relationship to the position of the shoulders. So if you can stack the hips as directly above the shoulders, then it's easier to lift up. And when you are lifting up, you want to feel the legs are slightly engaged. So when you're doing the forward folds in the beginning, you would start to feel the contraction in the front of the thighs, the quadriceps. So when you're lifting up, it also helps to take some weights away, and they also know where they're going. One last note is the toes. Give them something to do, be it flexing, be it floating or pointing. Having the toes have a clear role also would help with the lift. That's it for my sharing for today. Don't forget to breathe when you're attempting this entrance. I'll see you again soon. Take it easy.